I'm going to make some caterpillar. So to make a caterpillar, I need a bigger piece. I'm going to make a roly-poly caterpillar. Do you remember we used to do that? Kind of roll the dough with your hand and you can make a snake or a worm with it. But this time it's going to be a caterpillar. So you can make your caterpillars like that. And you can add in little eyes on top. Because they do have eyes so they can see where they're going, don't they? Like that. And you can add in, if you want to, you can add in little legs and things too, because caterpillars have legs for walking around on, don't they? For walking around from leaf to leaf. So you can add in some little legs if you want to. Because they're not like worms. Worms don't have any legs, do they? But caterpillars do have little legs. So we might add in some little legs here. Snails don't have legs either. Worms and snails. Oh, and slugs. They don't have any legs. But caterpillars do have legs. I'm going to give him 4 on one side. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And 4 on the other side. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And I think I'm also going to give him some little antenna. So the antenna are the little bits that stick up in the air. They're kind of like feelers, so the caterpillar can feel where it's going. So I'm going to give him 2 sticking up antennas, sticking up like that. Now that's my caterpillar. Whoop! Don't get stuck to the table, little caterpillar. There you go. Now I'm just going to show you another way to make caterpillars is you can also make them by making little balls like the eggs and sticking them together. Some people like making caterpillars like that. Now, I think in the Very Hungry Caterpillar book, the caterpillar has got about 20 of these different segments, but I think that would look more like a snake for my guy. So I'm just going to maybe do 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 more, 9, and 10. There we go. So that's another way to make a caterpillar. You can kind of squish it together a little bit. It's a bit like this one with all the little sections stuck together. And then you can stick on some eyes as well. And you can add some legs if you want to. Like that again. I might give this guy 2 legs, I think, on each side. Whoops. Two and 2. Okay, so there's 2 kinds of ways of doing caterpillars, and those are the little eggs. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them on the sticking tray, like that. Now, it might be a good idea to keep the eggs separate while you're cooking them, because you don't want them to all get stuck together. And one kind of caterpillar. And there's the other kind of caterpillar, like that. And finally, if you prefer, what you can do is, if you have a butterfly cutter, you can cut out a butterfly from your salt dough, like that. And scoop them up and into your tray. This is a very small tray, like that. Or if you prefer, later in the week we're going to make a painted butterfly. So you can wait and make your butterfly then. And also, if you want to use your salt dough, you can make the food from the story, couldn't you? You could make apples and pears and plums and strawberries and oranges and all of these lovely foods as well. And then you could have your little caterpillar going around eating all the things that you make, and you could tell the story yourself. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? But I'm going to do something else with the last bit of my Play-Doh, of my salt dough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make a cupcake. With all this talk of birthdays and everything, I thought that having a cupcake made out of salt dough, which lasts for a really, really long time, would be a really fun thing to have if you were playing shop, or if you were paying birthdays, or cooking some food for your mommy and daddy, or anything like that. So the way to do it, and this is a really good way to do it, is take a cupcake case like this one and put it in a cupcake tray. Okay, so this tray has 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I don't think I've got enough salt dough to make 6 cupcakes, but I'll see how many I can make. Now, so you take a piece of salt dough and you push it into the cupcake case like that. You see? And that will give you the shape of a cupcake, right? I might only have enough for 2, I think. And one in here. Push it into that one. And then what you can do is you can make some kind of little, I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to make a little bit of swirly icing on top, or you can make tiny little sprinkles to go on top. Push them in. I might put that sprinkly one over there with that one. And this one I think I'm going to make a piece of icing for the top. Like that. And a little cherry to go on the top to make it look fancy. Like that. So now I've got little cupcakes, right? So if I'm playing shop, or if I'm playing cafe or restaurant or the caterpillar game, I'll have little cupcakes that I can play with. And the great thing about salt dough is it just lasts and lasts and lasts. It never gets rotten for a long, 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 long time. So the thing I have to do now is take these and put them in the oven. So you're going to have to get some help with that from your mum or dad or whatever adult is looking after you. So you put it in the oven at 100 degrees Celsius, 100, and you put it in there for about 3 hours, okay? And when it comes out of the oven, the dough will have turned really hard, and when that's done, you'll be able to paint it whatever colour you like and let the paint dry, and then they're ready to play with, and they last for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're nice and hard. Now, there's one other thing to check with the cupcakes. It might take a bit longer than 3 hours. You might, because they're so thick and big, you might have to leave them in for 4 or even 5 hours. So have a look when they come out and have a little feel of them and see if they feel hard and or soft. They should be hard, okay? So that's how you make things out of salt dough. So why don't you give that a little try? And when you're finished, if you decide to make some, I'd love to see some pictures, and I'll pop up some pictures of my ones when they're finished for you to see too. Okay, take care. Bye bye now.